Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle,
Hello again, everyone, and good Wednesday afternoon. Welcome into another edition of the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham alongside Jeremy Jeffcoat. We'll be with you for the next hour, taking your phone calls, taking your comments, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. A lot to talk about today, as always. We'll kind of bounce around, touch on some things we didn't get a chance to talk about yesterday that we had kind of planned to talk about. July 1st, that will be Friday, marks 1 year since NIL came onto the scene in college athletics.
Okay.
Do you think we actually, I mean, you know, at the time we thought, well, we'll know more. We'll have to just kind of let this thing play out and see what happens. Do you think we actually know what we're doing now, 1 year
Oh,
into it?
no, but I do think we've learned some things. I mean,
Okay.
I think you've kind of gotten a feel for how it's going to go if left completely unregulated, right?
Yeah.
So once you know that, then you can start looking at, one, you got to ask yourself, what are the legal remedies that you have? Because, I mean, the courts have ruled these kids can make money off of their name, image, and likeness. So you can't just go, well, we're going to put rules in. They have to also fit within the legal framework, right?
And you got 50 different states with 50 different rules.
That's right.
So,
And
do you want to have one universal rule? Can you
I think
have
you
one
would.
universal
I think
rule?
you would like to. I think if there was a way for, I don't want to say the NCAA because they're pretty much toast, but you know the colleges, if there was a way to have some sort of standard as to how it operates school to school without violating federal law, then I think you could, you would like to do that. But, so far, I don't think anybody's figured that out.
No, not quite. I don't think so. But how do you think it's going? We've got kids are making money, and they are capitalizing on their name, image, and likenesses. And is it going about the way you thought it would? We've had some rumors out there. I don't know what specifically. I don't know if there is one documented case that you could say is the most lucrative deal. There have been a lot of numbers that have been thrown out there. I've seen up one of them was for one of the latest quarter.
One of them was like $9 million. I don't know if I'm.
So, I mean,
but.
Yeah, and Texas A&M paid $30 million for their recruitment.
Right. Well, other than a couple of with a couple of exceptions, Texas A&M and Miami, kind of being a couple of exceptions. I mean, the top tier recruiting classes are kind of the same that they have been, right?
It doesn't seem to be changing a whole lot.
It doesn't seem to have changed a bunch. So,
at least not yet. Now, again, it's early, and we're trying to figure this thing out and see how it goes. But that's interesting to keep an eye on. But been a year. It seemed like it just yesterday that happened, and we were talking about Bo Nix signing with Milo's tea.
That's right.
But,
how things have changed in a year.
How things have changed. Joseph Gonzalez, Auburn's sophomore pitcher from this past season, that was kind of considered their ace for kind of a breakout season for him, has been chosen to participate in the 2022 USA Baseball Collegiate National Team training camp. He will be playing with them going up there in North Carolina the 30th to the 4th of July. They'll kind of have a little intra-squad scrimmage for a couple of days, and obviously this will go on. They'll have it's called the Stars versus Stripes, scheduled for USA Baseball National Training Complex in North Carolina, 6 o'clock on Thursday. That's the first game at Durham Bulls Athletic Park in Durham, North Carolina. I wonder if you can hit the Bull and get some free steak. That's the reference. Bull Durham.
That thing really got out of here.
Yeah. So they thought I have a stewardess on it. And this kind of goes forward. So training camp will conclude with the game on July 4th at Truist Field, home of the Charlotte Knights, and the first pitch will be at 5 o'clock. All 5 games of the series will be available to watch on usabaseball.com. So I think, once this gets done, they'll actually, have that collegiate national team, and, they'll go on to, play. So I don't know if he'll be a part of that, but that'll be kind of a 26-man national team after the training camp that will go on and compete in the Netherlands July 9th through the 15th. So that'll be kind of pretty cool, and that's always a good exposure and kind of good to see measure up your skills against kind of the best out there. The ACC, or I was going to say the ACC has decided to go to an 8-man schedule, a 3-5-5 kind of schedule. Do you think that is going to bear any decision on whether the SEC goes to
I don't think the
SEC
SEC cares what the ACC does.
Okay.
SEC is going to do what they want to do. But I do think
there's all this talk. You got to go to a 9-game schedule. You got to.
Well, I think the SEC would like to go to a 9-game schedule. I think there's now not everybody would like to go to a 9-game schedule, but I think the majority of the Southeastern Conference would like to go to a 9-game schedule.
Yeah.
I think they would like to see the playoff get expanded first.
Yeah, that's true. And do you want to wait, kind of sit back and say, well, okay, well, if everybody else, there's been that's the kind of thing. Everybody was the Big Ten always said, the Pac-12 always said, look, laments the fact we play a 9-game schedule.
Right.
And the SEC doesn't. Well, it would only be typical to seem like finally the SEC goes to a 9-game schedule and everybody else goes to an 8-game schedule.
Right.
Goes to an 8-game schedule.
I think the Southeastern Conference. The worry is that you go to a 9-game schedule. You're going to add one more potentially very difficult game to your schedule. Do you make it in to a 14 playoff with 2 losses, even with a very difficult 9-game SEC schedule?
That's a fair question.
So that's why I think they won't go to 9 until the playoff expands.
Right. And that's
now playoff goes to 8 or 12. I think they'll go to 9 in a hurry.
Yeah. When will the playoff expand? they've already put the kibosh on it one time. How far can they?
Well, I think everybody was all in favor, and then Oklahoma and Texas announced they're coming to the SEC, and the other conferences went, "Now wait a dadgum minute here," and so.
All right, there was Randy and I were going to talk about this yesterday, and of course, Ole Miss winning the College World Series. It was their first national championship in baseball. SEC programs without national championships in the major 3 sports. So we'll play. Who do you think? Who is the most likely to be the next to cross off that list? Let's start with baseball. Auburn, Alabama, Arkansas, Kentucky, Missouri. They did win one back in the 50s, but they were in the Big 12 when it happened.
I still think that should count.
You think that should count?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they've won a national championship in baseball.
True. Tennessee and Texas A&M. So we will cross Missouri off the list. Auburn, Alabama, Arkansas, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Texas A&M. Those are the only teams in the SEC that have not won a national championship at this point.
Well, here's the interesting thing. Which is more likely to break first, baseball, basketball, or football?
In this list right here, I'm going to say baseball.
No doubt about it. Because Tennessee and Arkansas had a chance this year. Yeah. Auburn was in the College World Series this year. You have multiple SEC teams every year in the College World Series. To me, baseball would be the most likely of the 3 to produce a national champion first.
I would agree with that wholeheartedly. Which of these teams do you think is most likely to pull the trigger?
Right now, you got to say Tennessee, right? I mean,
or Arkansas. Arkansas's been real close.
Or Arkansas, maybe one of those.
Texas A&M, though, they are a very up and coming.
Yeah.
Jim Schlossnagel.
Yeah.
Auburn's been there several times. But I guess it would be 50-50 with Tennessee and Arkansas, I would have to say.
It's kind of where I would lean to. Yeah.
All right, basketball. Auburn, Alabama, Georgia, LSU, Mississippi State, Missouri, Ole Miss, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas A&M, and Vanderbilt. It would be easier to name the ones that have them. Obviously, that would be Kentucky, Florida, and Arkansas.
Isn't it kind of crazy that LSU's never won a basketball national championship? You
It's
think
a
about
little
some of
bit
the great
surprising.
teams, great coaches, great players they've had.
It's a little surprising.
Yeah. Shaquille O'Neal, you know, I mean, you go back through their whole history.
And they didn't do squat when Neil was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, if you were going to say which team is most likely to break through next, who would it be?
I mean, you have to put Auburn on a list somewhere just because they've been close here in the last few years.
Yeah.
I think Tennessee has been close the last few years. You could argue that Tennessee would be in that group of maybes, right?
The only thing holding Tennessee back may be Rick Barnes.
Yeah. But he puts together great basketball teams every year.
Yeah.
You know, he puts himself in position. When you put yourself in position enough times, eventually you're going to break through.
You would think. But South Carolina been to a Final Four. Mississippi State been to a couple of Final Fours, I think. LSU's been to a Final Four.
Yeah.
Auburn's been to a Final Four. I don't think Texas A&M's ever been.
Not that I know of.
That I know of.
Yeah.
So I mean that's Tennessee never been, right?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. So, all right. Auburn's on the list. I might.
You kind of agree with me there? Put Auburn on if you had to pick, think 3 or 4 of these teams, and Auburn would be on that list.
I think Auburn and maybe LSU. And
Well,
Tennessee.
LSU though was going through that transition.
They can turn it around really quick.
We'll see. We'll see.
Up against our first break here on the Auburn Blitz. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Hillaby Towers is an affordable senior citizens community located in Alexander City on Highway 22 East. Spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today to find out more information on Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552. That's Hillaby Towers in Alexander City.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union. and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
From the smallest drippy faucet to drain cleaning to water heater replacement to gas lines to total systems replacement, A&M Plumbing handles it all. Visit amplumbing.net today for the experienced, licensed, and insured pros at A&M Plumbing.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
At Glenn Smith in Opelika, we are proud to be celebrating our 30th anniversary. Enjoy big discounts on Chevrolet Buick and GMC SUVs. Chevy Equinox discounted up to $4,500. Buick Encores discounted up to $3,250. And GMC Acadias discounted up to $4,250. New inventory is arriving daily.
We have over 200 new and used vehicles on the ground or on the way. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and JJ here with you. About 45 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. We're brought to you by Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team. They are saving people thousands of dollars each and every year on their home mortgage. Give them a call today, 256-397-0248, 256-397-0248. Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team, located right here in Alexander City, but they are serving the entire state of Alabama. We were talking about teams in the SEC without a national championship in the major three sports, football, basketball, and baseball. Who would be the next team? Now, JJ, I could argue, and I would say baseball, it's not only likely, I would almost guarantee
it's inevitable
that one of these teams will win a national championship in the next 10 years.
Well, 10 years. I don't think you'll
5
wait
years.
10 years. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
But I'm giving it, I'm taking a wide swath here.
Yeah.
Because for the next sports as well.
Yeah, no,
So
that's why I think baseball's by far the most likely sport to get a new national champion from the SEC sooner rather than later.
Now, basketball, I don't know if I would guarantee it. I wouldn't put my life on it. But I'd say it's highly likely that one of these teams will win a national championship in the next 10 years.
I would agree.
In football,
we could see multiple national champions from baseball, multiple national champions from basketball.
There's a reason these guys don't have a
They'd
national
be waiting a long time.
But if I were to twist your arm, of the teams in the SEC that do not have a national championship to their credit, by any estimation, Kentucky, Mississippi State, Missouri, South Carolina, and Vanderbilt, which of those teams could you even conceive of a fact?
I think I could come up with one or two. I think there are two on this list that I would put as maybe the only possibilities. And that would be South Carolina and Missouri.
Okay.
I think Missouri, under the right circumstances, could recruit heavily in Big Ten country. I think South Carolina, based on just geography, has a pretty nasty recruiting base around it. Let's not forget that Steve Spurrier went at back-to-back 11-win seasons in South Carolina. 11-win seasons. I could live in a world where South Carolina wins a national championship. Not this year. But I can live in that world, and I would say that I would put Missouri kind of in the same. I don't see Mississippi State. Geography works against them. Too much competition for recruits right in their immediate 500-mile radius. Kentucky, no. And Vanderbilt, why are we even talking about them?
Yeah, Jim says anchor down. I think that anchor's sinking that ship.
They could potentially, let's say they drop down to the bowl subdivision or whatever it is, and
Yeah, that's the only way
Yeah.
that's happened.
Yeah.
I would agree with you. Missouri's already been to 2 SEC title games.
That's right.
They lost them both, but still.
South Carolina's
they've
been there.
South Carolina's been there one time.
Mississippi State has been there once. Is that right? Was it twice?
Maybe. I know once, maybe twice. They lost
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee in '98, and that may be it. But that is the one I remember.
Yeah.
But, I'm with you though. When I thought about this question, South Carolina was the one that came up because I thought they seem like the type, and because of the fan base, because of the commitment, because of I think that they could they could fall into a player like a Cam Newton, and ride them to a national championship.
Yeah,
now,
I can see that.
Now, by that same token, you have to say, how close is Mississippi State to landing Cam Newton?
Yeah.
So, they could possibly be lucky enough to find a player like that. But then again,
But the question is, would they have enough around him?
Would they have won it if Cam Newton had gone?
Auburn had enough around Cam Newton to win that national championship. There have been years where South Carolina has had enough around, but did Mississippi State, even if they had landed Cam Newton, did they have enough around them to do that? I don't know that they did. I think we've all learned over the last number of years just how good Dak Prescott really was. And Mississippi State wasn't terrible with Dak Prescott, but they weren't going to win a national championship either, because there just wasn't enough around him. I don't know that Mississippi State could put enough around even a transcendent player to do that. I think South Carolina potentially could. I think Missouri potentially could. But I don't know that Mississippi State does.
Kentucky, no? As good as they've been, as much as they're trending in the right direction.
They're playing in a pretty bad SEC East over the last few years. Florida hasn't been Florida for quite a while. Tennessee hasn't been Tennessee in a couple of decades now.
Yeah.
Congratulations on, 8-9 wins, but really and truly,
not going to happen.
Yeah, you're playing in a pretty weak division.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And but I think the likelihood that none of these teams win a national championship in the next 20 years is probably highly likely.
I'm going to give you 25 years. I'm going to pay you 100-to-1 odds if one of these teams wins a national championship in football in the next 25 years. Or I'm going to pay you 10-to-1 odds if they don't. Which one are you taking?
Ooh. 25 years.
Yep.
I'm taking the 10-to-1.
Yeah. You would take the 10-to-1.
Yeah.
That tells you how it's just not. Miracles happen every day. But I don't think so.
Do they really?
That's what they say.
Because this would be one for
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's no question. Up against another break here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Growing your business isn't just one thing. It's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done, day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
Russell Building Supply and Home Center is just around the corner in a brand new, convenient location with a wide selection of grills, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. The new store offers more home improvement items along with other helpful conveniences like a drive-through lumber yard and our Best Rewards program, making it an ideal destination for do-it-yourselfers and professional contractors. Get ready for game day on the plains by stocking up on all your Auburn tailgating gear at Russell Building Supply and Home Center.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and JJ here with you. We appreciate all of you out there being with us today. Thank you so much for joining us each and every day here on the Auburn Blitz, making it a part of your lunchtime each and every Monday through Friday. We're brought to you each and every day by Russell Do-It Center. They got 10 locations around Central Alabama for all your building supply, home decor tools, whatever it might be. Go and check out Russell Do-It Center today. Ty says, JJ, do you think the Braves will catch the Mets before the All-Star break? Only 4 games back now.
Before the All-Star break's pretty tough. I mean, that's coming up on us pretty quick. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Braves are without Scherzer and they're without DeGrom.
Right.
So, it depends. I mean, if the Mets go on a little 3 or 4 game losing streak, yeah, they could catch up pretty quick. But
Braves
you don't have to catch them by the All-Star break. You know what? They don't award nothing at the All-Star break. So,
that's true. Don't they play the Mets here coming up pretty soon?
It should be on the schedule pretty soon, I would think. I'll try to look that up.
That could be interesting. Auburn had a good chance winning the championship 4 years ago if they call that double dribble on Virginia. Yeah, that would have I think Auburn would have been a really bad matchup for Texas Tech, and if Auburn takes care of Virginia in that game. It didn't happen, though. No sense in crying about it. It was a great opportunity to win a national championship for a great team at Auburn, and they certainly deserved it. But it is what it is, and hopefully Auburn will have another chance here very, very soon.
When is the All-Star break?
I'm guessing mid-July, isn't it?
What I'm looking for. Okay. The 17th. So the Braves do have one 3-game series in Atlanta with the Mets, July the 11th through the 13th, right?
Okay.
Yeah, a few days before the All-Star break. In between then, got 2 more with the Phillies, 3 at the Reds, 4 at home against the Cards, 3 at home against the Nats, then your 3-game series with the Mets, and then 4 on the road at the Nats.
All right.
It's possible. I mean, it's, but again, I don't care. They don't award nothing at the All-Star break.
This is true. Braves on the road to the Phillies right now?
Braves are on the road to the Phillies right now.
Got it done last night.
Man, the Braves can get unlucky, right? Because so far, I'm loving having Kenley Jansen. And then Kenley Jansen goes on a 15-day DL with an irregular heartbeat.
Is that what what a terrible you take 3 or 4 from the Giants, and you're feeling great. You're right back on track. You should have taken 2 or 3 from the Dodgers.
That's right.
But you take a 2-0 lead into the 9th inning, got 2 outs.
And I couldn't even get that mad about it because Kenley Jansen doesn't blow many saves.
He does.
He's going to blow one here and there.
Everybody does.
But then the next day he goes on the DL with an irregular heartbeat.
I guess if you blow one like that, it'll give you an irregular.
Well, it gave me an irregular heartbeat that night. So,
but they go and get right back on track last night against Philadelphia. It seems like Charlie Morton, a little shaky in the first, but it seems like that was one of the better outings he's had in a while.
Yeah, Braves look good. I mean, yeah, but stay healthy. One, we got to keep Ronald Acuna on the field more. 2, we need Kenley Jansen back and in good working order.
Who is this DH Ford that they brought in?
I don't know. He's a big old country boy.
He kind of.
He looks like he's been in a wing eating contest or 2.
He looks like DeShera.
Yeah,
Yes, but he doesn't swing the bat like DeShera right now. At least I haven't seen it.
He looks like the guy that orders a pitcher and not a bottle, right?
This is true.
Yeah.
He looks like he could put away some wings.
That's right.
But nonetheless, like you said, is Ozzie done for the year? Or is he back? Is he expected back at some point?
Well, they said when he went out that he was going to be gone in 6 to 8 weeks. Best case.
Okay.
So you're looking at August, maybe early September return.
Okay. Other than that, looks like Adam Duvall is kind of starting to come around a little bit and hit the ball a little better. That's a good sign. Matt Olson has continued to play well.
Yeah, Matt Olson's just a good, solid player, right? It's interesting. Of course, Freddie fired his agent.
I saw that.
I think that trip back to Atlanta was
What
kind
did you
of the
think
final
about the
straw.
crying tour?
All right, so I was sitting around with our youngest child, who's 21 now. But he kind of grew up watching Freddie, right? Freddie was his hero. So he was really upset when, Freddie didn't re-sign with the Braves or whatever. But we're sitting there, we're watching that, and Freddie's balling, and all this. And he's like, Freddie, I'm over it. You can get over it too. It's like, I'm sorry. We miss you here in Italy. We miss you here. Us Braves fans, we miss you. But, we moved on. You got to move on.
I was outside doing something, and I came in, and the television was on, and he was at the table, and he had his towel, and I said, he's crying again.
Yes.
I said, I'm with your son. I'm like,
In a weird way, I get it because I think Freddie is one of those guys that had a plan for his career, that he was going to spend it with one team. He was going to have his number retired by somebody. And he was walk off into the sunset in another 5 to 8 years, right? So, and it didn't work out that way. And yes, it was his agent's fault.
Yeah.
But, I kind of go back to what Chipper said. If Freddie wants to be a Brave, he'll be a Brave. The player ultimately controls that situation, and you tell your agent, I don't care what the game is. Do the deal.
And, yeah, the way they say that it went down, the Braves actually came back and made even a better offer.
Look, like I said, Chipper Jones is Freddie's best friend in the Atlanta organization. And Chipper even said, if he wants to be a Brave, he'll be a Brave. But sooner or later, the Braves are going to have to make a business decision. They're going to have to either sign Freddie or move on.
It looks like both parties are benefiting, so.
Yeah, look, I'm not unhappy with Matt Olson. So.
Maybe the tears are finally dry.
Maybe firing his agent will make him feel better.
Maybe so. We got to take another break.
I wonder if his agent cried.
We'll be back with more right after this.
Lake Martin has a new car buying experience. It's the TR Group of Alex City on Cherokee Road. The TR Group has up to 100 late model vehicles to choose from and will not be beat on price, selection, or financing. With the TR Group, your selection and quality is easy and your good credit is rewarded. But we offer guaranteed financing on our inventory because your future is more important than your past. The TR Group, Lake Martin's new standard in auto sales. Located at 814 Cherokee Road, Alex City, USA.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Whether you prefer bricks, clicks, or taps, there's one place built around all your needs. For whatever it is you want to do. Even if your needs change, we'll be right there with you, making it all possible. Because you never know when a new addition will come along. So walk in, log on, or tap away. Either way, Valley's built to help you do you. Wherever life takes you, we'll be right there with you.
Hey guys, this is Nate Paz with Airport Motors.
I'm Connor Branch with Fairway Auto Brokers in Opelika, Alabama.
And this is your first ever Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz.
That's right, Lake Martin. Airport Motors and Fairway Auto Brokers is teaming up for the very first Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz. Make sure to check out either website for the very best selection of pre-owned luxury trucks, SUVs, and sedans in East Alabama. Get pre-approved in minutes online and make sure to use the keyword Summer Blitz in the comments section for $500 off internet price. That's keyword Summer Blitz.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs. Or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce. Because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
Hey, this is Doug Roberts, long-term resident of Alexander City. I sold my house with Century 21 Lake Area Realty because all my life I had heard that to sell a house, you need three things: location, location, location. I found out there's actually four. You need location, 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 and Rhonda Gaskins at Century 21 Lake Area Realty to sell your house fast.
Call me today and let me go to work for you. 256-749-3644.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Brubaker Motors in Montgomery is the largest and fastest growing used car dealership in the River region. You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker. It's better at Brubaker.com.
Brubaker! 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 Brubaker!
absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker.
BREWBAKER. BREWBAKER.com.
It's better at Brubaker.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and JJ here with you. Just a couple more segments left in today's show, brought to you each and every day by Big Fish Real Estate. For all your real estate needs here in the Lake Martin area, as well as down there on the coast, give them a call today, 551-BIG-FISH, or look them up, bigfishlakemartin.com. Auburn assistant coaching contracts and salaries were released last week. I didn't really have a chance to look at these until now, but Jeff Schmedding going to make $1 million a year as Auburn's new defensive coordinator as he was promoted. Where does that land as far as SEC salaries in defensive coordinators? Well, Barry Odom, the top-paid defensive coordinator in the SEC, $1.85 million. That surprise you, Barry Odom?
Not really. I think he's done a good job. He's a former head coach. He's a,
That's true.
Yeah, I think he's look, it's hard to argue with the way he's coached Arkansas's defense too. They've been pretty good.
Yeah. Matt House at LSU, 1.8. Pete Golding at Alabama,
I'm not
1.6.
familiar with Matt House at all.
I don't know. I don't know if I know him.
Are you a little bit? I thought Pete Golding would be making a little more than 1.6.
I'm a little surprised. I figured he'd be at the $2 million plateau.
That's kind of what I figured too.
But I don't know. He may have had a pay cut after 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
Brad White at Kentucky.
He may get a pay raise after this year, though.
Yeah, that's true. Tim Banks at Tennessee, 1.4. Patridge at Ole Miss. He's new because DJ Durkin was there, and then I think they were like co-defensive coordinators. And Durkin went to Texas A&M. His salary is undisclosed at the moment. Zach Arnett, Mississippi State, 1.1. Clayton White, 1.1. So there comes Mr. Schmedding at $1 million. Down the line a little bit, but again, a little bit to prove. Glenn Schumann, and Will Muschamp, co-defensive coordinators, $800,000 a year.
Well, keep in mind, Will's still getting some Florida money too. So.
True, and Kirby is the DC.
That's right.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Blake Bart.
Although I mean Kirby and Muschamp run pretty much. I mean it's pretty identical.
I would think, yeah. All right, so Eric Keesaw promoted to, some would say reluctantly promoted to offensive coordinator. Going to make $800,000. He's got a 2-year deal. He's going to end up making 1.6 regardless. But Todd Monken at Georgia, the highest paid offensive coordinator in the SEC, $2 million. Remember when it was outlandish to pay $1 million for a coordinator?
I remember when it was outlandish to pay $1 million for a head coach.
Yeah.
Hadn't been that long ago.
$2 million for an offensive coordinator.
Isn't that what? Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that what?
I think that's what Steele was making at Auburn.
Somewhere in there. And what's his name at Texas when he was at Alabama?
Sarkis?
Yeah, wasn't Sarkisian making 2? I think
probably, yeah. Mike Denbrock. I don't know anything about him either.
I'm assuming these guys came with him from Notre Dame.
I guess.
Yeah.
Kendall Briles, 1.2 at Arkansas. Arkansas spending some money.
Kendall Briles will be a head coach soon. Well, they're saving some because their head coach isn't,
They bumped him up to 6 or 5 something.
Arkansas's got plenty of money. It's one of the things that people kind of forget. Arkansas's got a lot of money. Yeah. They got oil money. They got Jerry Jones bucks, right?
True.
So, yeah.
Well, they got that Sam Walton money, too.
Sam Walton money, too, yeah.
And Tyson Chicken.
Yeah,
they got all billionaires
a lot of money,
falling out of trees out there in Arkansas. What are you talking about? Bill O'Brien, 1.1. Rick Scangarello at Kentucky.
Never heard of him.
I haven't either.
No.
But he's making $900,000 a year. Marcus Satterfield at South Carolina. And there comes Eric Keesaw at $800,000. Charlie Weiss Jr., I guess that's Charlie's son.
Well, yes.
Yeah. I didn't realize he was in coaching. I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was at Florida a couple of years ago, a year or two
Was
ago.
he?
Yeah.
Okay. It's following in his dad's footsteps, huh? Alex Golish at Tennessee. Joey Lynch at Vanderbilt, not listed. And Mike Leach and Eli Drinkwitz are their own OCs.
Yeah.
So that's a package deal.
Well, it's kind of like Daryl Dickey at Texas A&M. I mean, he's pretty much there to get Jimbo coffee, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
So Eric Keesaw is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th in the SEC in offensive coordinator. And Schmedding is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th highest paid DC. So Auburn, look, they're kind of going the at least for now, these guys just being promoted this past year.
Well, the market tells you what you should pay them, right? I mean, if you were going to hire a Sarkisian level offensive coordinator, you're going to pay him $2 million, right? If you're going to hire Eric Keesaw, nobody's banging down his door to pay him $2 million, so you pay him $800. You know, it's just it's what the market demands.
And if you lead the league in offensive yards, you give him a raise.
That's right.
That's the way this thing works.
Yep.
The thing that surprises me most about all this, though, Carnell Williams is the low man on the totem pole on the Auburn coaching staff. A lot of new guys coming in. Jimmy Brumbaugh, you're paying $625,000 a year, $1.2 million for 2 years. Ike Hilliard, you bring in from the NFL, he's making $600,000. Christian Robinson, you bring in linebacker coach, $525,000. Rock Bellatoni, who you promoted from I think it was an analyst, paying him $450,000 a year, and Carnell's making $350,000. That surprises me.
It surprises me as well.
He seems like a pretty valuable part of that coaching staff, recruiting wise and otherwise.
I would think so, yeah.
I'm not, I'm not trying to cause any waves,
right.
But Carnell, if I'm you, I'm maybe pushing for a little raise.
Coach, am I really the least valuable member of this staff?
Now, Brad
that's
Bedell,
what my paycheck
I
says.
think they're both, technically making about $700,000 for basically a 2-year. Carnell's he's on the last year of his contract. It's a 1 year, so everybody else is kind of re-upped for 2 years. That again, I'm just saying. All right, we got to take a break, but we'll be back with one final segment right after these messages.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Need that boost to get you started in the morning or help get you through a long day at the office? Alex City Nutrition is your answer. Alex City Nutrition, located on 2nd Broad Street in downtown Alex City, offers meal replacement shakes, post-workout shakes, extreme rebuild products, and a vast array of loaded teas that offer focus, energy, and build up your immunity and overall health. Want to buy in bulk? We now offer your favorite flavors by the gallon. Come by Alex City Nutrition today or call 256-496-8284 to begin your journey to great health.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Growing your business isn't just one thing, it's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done, day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz on this Wednesday afternoon. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. Be sure to join us tomorrow, same time, same channel. JJ, it is June the 29th. My goodness, we're all 6 months into this year. We're moving on. It is the 29th. On this day, 1956, Charles Dumas, the American high jumper, was the first human being to record a jump over 7 feet, 2 meters, 2.13 meters, during the Olympic trials in L.A., California. I highly doubt it was the first time a human being had ever jumped that high.
Well,
it was the first time it was recorded.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive, though. 7 feet. That's no pole.
Yeah.
That's just legs.
Yeah, on the high jump.
Yeah. 1990 on this day, Dave Stewart, very intimidating pitcher.
Oh, yeah.
With the A's, no hits the Blue Jays, and Fernando Valenzuela of the Dodgers, no hits the Cardinals. The first time in Major League Baseball history that 2 no-hitters happened on the same day in both leagues.
Fernando breathed through his eyelids. Did you know that?
That's true. That's an old Mayan trick. Oh, I think it's Aztec. Happy birthday today, Lewis Burton Lindley Jr.,
better known as
the Great Slim Pickens.
There you go.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on?
What in the wide, wide world?
There's so many great lines in that you can't ever, you couldn't use today, or you'd be shot on the spot.
That's right.
Robert Evans. Do you know the?
Yeah.
Robert Evans. He was a movie producer for The Godfather. I mean, he's like old Hollywood. He's dead now.
Yeah.
He was like this old Hollywood guy. I mean, he always wore these glasses, and he was he always wore the leather jacket, and he was smoking a cigarette, and he was always talking about, I think it was China. He produced Chinatown, The Godfather. I'm sure he had some stories. Let's just say that. Harmon Killebrew, born
Hall
on
of
this
Famer.
day. Yeah. I mean, he's got 570 something home runs.
Yeah.
How about Little Eva?
Locomotion?
She is doing the locomotion,
That's right.
man. You nailed it. Born on this day, 1943. Claude Humphrey, he was a Hall of Fame defensive end. The enigmatic Gary Busey.
You could watch a Gary Busey performance and it'd be just magically good. And then you could watch a Gary Busey performance and it'd be the silliest thing you've ever seen in your life. And, at times he was just really, really good.
Yeah. I thought he does a really good job in the Buddy Holly story.
He was great in the Buddy Holly story.
I mean, he does singing. He does his own.
He was a really good villain in the first Lethal Weapon movie.
Yes, he
too.
was.
Yeah.
And my favorite role, Uncle Red from Silver Bullet.
Yeah.
A very familiar feeling is beginning to come over.
He's just a little.
He's out there. 78 years old today. Can you believe that? Richard Lewis, funny guy.
The comedian, yeah.
Yeah, 1947. Fred Grandy.
Was that a Love Boat?
Gopher.
Yeah,
from the Love Boat, 1948. Dan Deerdorf.
One of the great mustaches in television history.
My favorite booth.
Yeah.
Frank Gifford, Dan Deerdorf, and Al Michaels.
Okay.
On Monday Night Football.
Yep.
I thought it was great. Don Dokken.
Pretty big 80s hairband.
Yeah. They
had their guitar player really was the most famous member of the band. His name was George Lynch.
There you go.
Yeah.
And they had a famous Dream Warrior. It was one of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
Yeah.
That was like one of their biggest hits. Colin Hay.
Still have not tried a Vegemite sandwich, but Colin Hay is the lead singer of Men at Work.
6'4", full of muscles.
There you go.
I said, "Do you speak my language?" He just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. Rick Honeycutt, pitcher in the Major League, was a pitching coach for many years afterward. Pepper Johnson.
What about, I used to, and I've said this before, I've never really had an NFL team, right? But there's been teams that I just loved to watch. I used to love to watch the Giants when they had that linebacker crew. Those guys were something.
Yeah. I think, sadly, one of the things that he'll always be remembered for, blindside blocked by Keith Byers.
Yeah.
One of the all-time wipeouts that you'll ever see. And today, it would be illegal. It would have never happened. Ian Mitchell-Smith, Wyatt from Weird Science.
Yeah, that's
There's
a reason I don't know
little
that.
goofy whitey. You've seen Weird Science.
Yeah.
That's one of the great.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, that's like a rite of passage for a teenager back in the
That's one of the. It's on the lower tier of '80s movies.
Nicole Scherzinger.
Don't know who she is.
She's on one of those shows, but somebody's got talent, or somebody's a masked singer, or somebody's an American Idol, or something. She's just stunningly beautiful.
Yeah.
But I don't know what she does, other than, I know. Joe Johnson, basketball player.
Oh, okay. All right.
Pretty good. I think didn't he play at Arkansas?
Not sure.
Don't quote me on that one, but I think he might have. And Kawhi Leonard.
There you go.
Whatever happened to Kawhi Leonard?
Still around,
Is
right?
he still around?
Yeah.
You don't ever hear.
Well, I don't ever watch the NBA. So.
I don't either. But you would. There for like a time when Tim Duncan retired, and it was like, the Spurs are Kawhi Leonard's team, and he's the best player in basketball. And that lasted for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And now I don't ever hear his name mentioned ever at all. Is he just? Did he get overtime? The Greek Freak and all those people? I guess. He just
It happens.
Got past. I guess so. I just wondered.
Sometimes number two is not ready to be number one.
Yeah. Anyway, he is JJ. I'm Andy. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk again soon.